Ever feel like managing your money requires like a PhD in economics? Well, guess what? The most powerful wealth building strategies in the world are actually so simple they can fit on a single index card. Seriously, and today, we're going to prove it. Look at this. On one side, you've got this mountain of financial law, thousands of pages. The financial industry loves this. They want you to feel completely overwhelmed by the charts, the jargon, the endless options. But why? Well, because on the other side of all that complexity is a simple, powerful truth. And that right there is the secret they don't want you to know. Complexity. That's the product they're selling. They sell it so you feel like you have to pay them for help. So our goal in this explainer, we're going to strip all of that nonsense away and give you the one financial plan you will ever need. And the best part? No fees required. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to expose the myth of complexity. Then I'll introduce you to the elegant solution, the index card itself. From there, we'll get right into the practical rules for growing your money and protecting it. And finally, we'll uncover why this simple approach is just so darn powerful. All right, first up, let's bust this myth of financial complexity wide open. The industry wants you to think you need to be glued to every stock ticker, trying to predict the next economic boom. But listen, true financial literacy, it's about clarity, not complexity. The most effective strategy is the one you can actually stick with, even when the headlines are screaming. That's where real wealth is built. And that brings us to the solution, the index card. Now, I want you to think of this as more than just a list of tips. It's really a philosophy. It's your personal tool to cut through all the noise, to focus your energy, and to build a straightforward path to wealth, minus the usual headache. Okay, let's get into the engine room of this plan. This is where the magic happens. We're talking about the rules for saving and investing. Think of this as your financial offense. These are the actions that will actively grow your wealth day in and day out. So let's break down this playbook. It starts with the absolute easiest win imaginable, maximizing your employer's 401k match. It is literally free money. Please do not leave it on the table. Next, you're going to invest in inexpensive, diversified index funds. And what that really means is, instead of betting on a single company, an index fund lets you own a tiny piece of the entire market, like the whole S&P 500. And finally, you want to shelter that growing wealth in a tax-advantaged account, like a Roth IRA. That just means your investment gains can be 100% tax-free in retirement. It's an incredible advantage. But let's just pause on the most powerful rule here, saving 20% of your income. This right here is the wealth swap. Every single dollar you save is like a soldier you're sending out to work for your financial freedom 24/7. And this is where it gets really powerful. That savings rate is actually more important than your investment returns, especially when you're starting out. I mean, saving just $500 a month for 30 years with average market returns can grow to over $500,000. That's the stunning power of your savings rate. And this perfectly captures the strategy for how you invest that 20%. You're not trying to find one magic stock in a haystack. You're just buying the whole haystack with those low-cost index funds. This diversification is your number one defense against a single company failing. And for an extra layer of protection against bigger things like inflation, some people choose to add a small amount of hard assets like gold or silver. A great offense is only half the battle, right? Now we have to build our fortress. These are the defensive rules designed to protect your financial foundation when life, inevitably throws you a curveball. Each one of these is a shield. Paying your credit card balance in full every single month, that's your shield against those killer 24% interest rates. Keeping your housing costs low prevents you from becoming house poor, where it feels like your home owns you. And a 6-month emergency fund, that is your cash shield. It means a job loss or a medical bill is just a bump in the road, not a full-blown catastrophe. Now, that last rule is absolutely critical. A fiduciary is legally required to put your interests first. Here's the thing. Many so-called advisors are not fiduciaries. They're basically salespeople in suits who get paid commissions to sell you certain products, whether they're good for you or not. So you have to, always, ask if your advisor is a fiduciary. So why does this simple little card have the potential to beat the so-called experts with all their complex algorithms and 6-monitor trading desks? Well, the answer is surprisingly human. I mean, this slide really tells the whole story. On the left, you've got your typical complex trader just riding this roller coaster of emotion, panic selling at the bottom, and paying crazy high fees for all that stress. And on the right, the index card investor. They are just calm, disciplined, and patient. They keep their fees low because they aren't constantly trading. They're just executing their simple plan.
So here's the crucial point. The index card's greatest strength is that it removes emotion from your decision making. When the market panics, you don't. You don't have to decide what to do. The rules are already written down for you. You just keep executing the simple, proven plan. And that's really what it all comes down to. Building wealth isn't about finding some miracle investment or a secret stock tip. It's about having a simple, repeatable plan that you can actually stick with for the long haul. That consistency, that's the true key to all of this. So as we wrap up, take one last look at these rules. I'm curious, which one of these is the biggest hurdle for you right now? Share your thoughts down in the comments. It's a really powerful way for all of us to learn from each other. If you found this breakdown of financial simplicity helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explainers just like this. And if you know someone who feels overwhelmed by money, share it with them. Thanks for watching.